Good morning, everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place to find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Wednesday, and on Wednesday we talk to our money mindset coach, Coach Caren all the way from Toronto, Canada. I want to give a shout out to our producer, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva, and my partner. And I'm Carolina from California Cover Up. We're the Biz Chicks. How you doing this morning, Terrell? Great to have you in here.
Hi, Terrell.
Coach, what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about possibilities, listening, and doing.
Okay.
Because possibilities are everywhere, but are you listening for yours and are you doing anything? That's the important part of the possibilities. It's like when somebody say, you've got potential. Yes, but what? And what are you doing with the potential you have? That potential meaning you need to investigate and get into action. So
All right.
I'm gonna answer a couple of questions today. So let's start it off right away. Carolina, how are you before I get into
it? All is well.
Good.
I'm telling you, I'm really enjoying this downtime.
It is a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah, it really is. And people have been contacting me about the masks, and so I've been busy sewing. So it's a creative time for me.
Right. There's a lot of creativity is happening. A lot of creativity. Before I get into the thing, yesterday myself, I had to put work aside because it was pouring down with information, and I just had to pause and write what I needed to write. I was writing the Coach Caren Chronicles, and I did a 6-episode, and the information was just there. So I had to put things aside and get to my creative writing, because that's what you do when you need to write. Okay. All right.
I love it.
So today we're going to look at 3 questions: how to listen, what to listen for, and who to listen to. This is so important because we're in a space where so many new people came online, and you can be swayed by it, or you can be swayed by the old information that is new to you. So these are things you really want to figure out and look into and understand. So we're talking about possibilities this whole month, because this month I feel like we're going to be able to just expand and do a lot of things that if you put your mind to it, you can get done. And I'm always I'm in the mind frame right now saying, look at April, May, and what you can do so you can come back strong in June. I mean, you might be able to come back earlier, but it's good to have this understanding that this nice chunk of time that if you sink your teeth into, you'll be shocked at what can happen by now in June. It is possible. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So how to listen? That was the first question in the possibilities arena, how to listen. Listening really means you are listening. You didn't just hear it, you are listening. When you hear something, it goes right by you. But when you're listening, you're paying close attention and you can follow those instructions. Now, listening is a learned skill. I remember in primary school, I had a teacher telling us that, and I was pretty mad with her because I'm like, what are you talking about? Remember Miss Wallace, she was also a Christian and she teach Bible study. So most people, when we are in her class, we were never listening because she's going to talk to us about God and she's going to teach some. And we don't want to hear her preach. So of course we are just not paying attention to her. We're kids. We just want to get outside and things. And she would remind us, you guys are in a Christian school. You're a Methodist school. This is part of your learning. But of course, we are trying to escape it. And she started teaching us about listening. And she was so right. When we were listening, we can do more with what we heard than when we weren't listening, weren't paying attention. And that's true for, I know tests bring a lot of nervous system to us, and we have to worry about that part of it. But if we are listening and we're paying attention and we're taking notes, we wouldn't feel so anxious when it's time to present or, do whatever you need to do from the information you had gathered from listening. Here's a new,
Mm-hmm.
that was, oh, let me say something new as an example. You get on YouTube and you decide you're going to look at a video, but you're distracted because you're not really listening. When you're totally listening, the door can open and you wouldn't look up. And I remember being young and seeing people do that. I'm like, how do they do that? But that's because they're totally focusing and they're listening. They want to learn that thing.
Mm-hmm.
They want to understand that thing. So they're totally focused on it and they're taking all their senses and they're putting it forward in their eyes. They're seeing, they're hearing, they're being aware, they're present. They're, when we talk about being present, listening is being present. That's simple.
Mm-hmm.
Listening is being present in that moment. Now, distractions. Whatever distracts you, you have to be honest with yourself and you have to understand what's your distraction. Even if it's laughable to other people, if it's your distraction, you need to move it. Because
Mm-hmm.
if your distraction, it's your distraction. If you know that when somebody opens the door, it distracts you, you need to lock the door. You need to put a sign on the door. You probably need to tell people in advance not to come in for the next 15 minutes because you need to focus and you need to actually listen. I know I said it before, but I'm going to say it again. You have to listen. The other listening you have to do is yourself, listening to your body, listening to your mind, listening to what you are saying to you. Because if we believe in God, like Terry and I do, and a bunch of us here, you understand that part of you is telling you things consistently, and you
Mm-hmm.
listening. You need to be listening so you're aware of your body, your mental state, your emotional state, your physical state. All those listenings are important for the possibilities. I
Mm-hmm.
love a movie with oh, her name is not coming to mind now, but Last Holiday. I don't know if you ever seen that movie.
Oh yes.
Book of Possibilities.
Latifah, Queen
Yes,
Latifah.
Queen Latifah, right? She wrote about the Book of Possibilities, but she didn't do anything about it until she thought she was going to die. And that's what most people do. That's why we live and be stuck in that possibilities, but we don't do anything about it.
And then we call it a bucket list, right?
Yeah. And then a whole bunch of people say to you, or people love saying to me, Karen, why you do all these things? Like, well, I thought it were possible and I'm trying them. There's a lot that didn't work out. So I keep doing until I find the ones that work out. And then I
I hear you.
practice and they become better. That's what it is. I told a girl the other, she's asked me, she said, I couldn't do a lot of things. I said, I'm not a multitasker. I just want you to understand. I don't multitask, even though I do so many things. I do them and focus on them when I'm doing them. So if I'm at a computer, I'm at a computer. If I'm at a sewing machine, I can't put on certain music because I know my distraction and I will get up and dance. So I can't play music that makes me want to get up and dance. Because I wouldn't accomplish anything. So
Okay.
I have to put on really soft music. If not, I'm totally in dead silence. I just see just the sewing machine you would hear. There's no music because then I focus and I concentrate and I listen to myself because sometimes I'm trying out a new thing and it's
Mhm.
not working out how I want it. So that quiet time give me time to really listen and hear what's the next step, what I'm supposed to do. Listening is important.
Mm-hmm. So Lakeisha's in here. Hi, Lakeisha. Thank you so
I
much
share.
for my delivery yesterday. That is my Beauty by LA, and she dropped
Oh,
some things off
yeah.
so that I could look better on camera. But I was looking pretty rough. I was like, oh my god. I didn't have any mascara on yesterday. I was like, this is not good. This, okay, we need
Yeah,
a special delivery, and she made a special delivery. I appreciate that.
beautiful, beautiful. She's looking after her clients.
Yes.
Good businesswoman. Hmm. All right, let's get into number two. If there's no
Hmm.
questions, Larry, any questions?
On listening,
Yes.
how to
If you want
listen.
to state any fact before I get into number.
Well, it's my understanding that in order to listen, we need to be focused. We
Yes,
need to eliminate distractions,
yes,
and we need to be single minded.
yes. Very
Okay.
single-minded. Well, yes. That's why multitasking is never good. I'm telling you, it's never good.
I don't know if I don't know what that is now. I used to think I was a multitasker, but what I really was doing was the copy machine was going, and then I was at my desk working on PowerPoints, and someone else was collating for me. But I really wasn't doing all those things at one time.
And you gotta really know this. If not, once the mind starts saying, yes, this is what I do, it'll fill it in for you. So that's why you have to stop it, because it'll find things to fill in for you. All right. So number two is
Hmm.
what to listen for. And we're talking in terms of your business. What to listen for.
What to listen for? Okay. Hmm.
And what to listen for, and we talk in terms of your business again. Why? Because if you just started your business, you don't need to go listen to people who are doing things in their business that have been doing it for 5 years. You need the beginner's guide. You need business 101. You need to stay
Hmm.
in that lane. So, what you're listening out for is all the tips to do when you're starting your business. And once you finish
Hmm.
that stage, then you need to listen to tips for the other stage. So if you're now starting out your business and you have this great idea and you want to know, write the whole idea out and allow yourself to listen for other things to add to this idea that will benefit your business. And then you want to go in a quiet place and you want to streamline whatever you need this business to look like. This is by yourself, no influence, nobody. And what are you listening for? You're listening to for the guidance that God is going to pour down inside of you because you set the stage. Note, God
Mm.
will not tell you to go start a business. He helps you when you start the business. That's why there's people who pray for their whole life for something and they will say to you, I never got it. Why would I continue praying? I've heard this before. And I said to them, well, you what were you praying for? And they told me, and I'm like, you sure you didn't get it? And they're like, yes, I never got it. That's because they had no framework and nothing set out. So the answers came and they never recognized that it was right there for them because they had
Mm.
nothing set up to receive it and understand this is what's happening because God always give you things not how you expected, how He deemed, and know it's going to benefit you. So that's
Mm.
why you got to be paying attention with your listeners.
Okay.
So now you set up the business, you listen for the things for you, nothing else, and then
Hmm.
you take action. That's why the doing coming. You got to actually do it. You can't sit on it. You can't just hoard knowledge. No, no, no. You got to use the knowledge you got so that you can pass it on because there always somebody who is now
Hmm.
starting. Once you've started, there's people behind you. So your job later on is to pass it on. No
Ah.
hurry. That's why, we want, and sometimes you think about age, right? There's new people, they're young. No, there is 50 something. This is going to be their first business venture. There's 60 somethings that this is going to be their first business venture. And if
Hmm.
you're in the same arena, you will help them. But you
Hmm.
first have to help you. You first have to understand how you help you. You don't have to do everything right when you teach it or have the conversation around it, but over time you will learn and you'll continue to learn how not to hoard your knowledge, but to expand on it. And listen, I'm not telling you all free. I'm telling you you can get paid for it too, okay? This is not me telling you you couldn't
Just
get
give
paid.
away your life.
Yes, because some people get to that point, well, and you know, I'm one for giving free for sure, but also being paid for it.
Hmm.
On my personal page, I just started writing my chronicles. You can go there and read it. I have one and two up today, three's coming, and I talk about it. One of my start to finish first coaching clients, she couldn't pay me. But what did I get? I got my hair pressed every week, washed, treated, and pressed. That was the payment. I needed it. So it was solving my problem. I was being paid. I was looking pretty, I thought. I was feeling happy with myself. I was being
Well,
paid.
okay. Well, we have some comments over here before you move on, and Al. Let's see here. I want to go back. Lakeisha has some comments, and I didn't get to put them up. She says we reduce our effectiveness when we multitask.
Agreed.
Okay. And then what is this one? What to listen to in your business. And we get down to Al. Here's Al. Al says, I can't hear. I'm partially, I guess he's saying deaf. Okay. He asks, why am I watching this channel? Do I provide value with my comments? Like how COVID-19 hangouts around my workplace? Well, we are really not going down the COVID tunnel right now. That's a different that's a different group of people. We're talking about how to do business in any environment, and particularly right now because there are challenges, and how to overcome those challenges. Hi, Gabrielle. Gabrielle's giving you a shout out there.
I get
So yeah, so that's where we are right now with the comments. I just didn't want them to get too long and
yes.
go back. Let's see. Let's see if there's anything below this. There's actually more. Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Alfredo. It's all over the internet, and feel free to dive down that rabbit hole. But
I'm sure they got lots of conversations going on, but this is not the place for that.
yeah,
That's not what we're doing here. And we
I'm trying to get people to move into possibility land, because when this is over, yes, it's not going back to the norm, but we still have to do business if that's what you still want to do, or you have to go find a job, and you still have to have the mindset, the physicality, the emotional
hmm
strength to be able to be productive,
hmm
and
And I'm sure that Al is not challenged with employment because he works at Amazon. They
all
got
right.
work.
So he is busy, 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 because Amazon has not stopped bringing stuff. My daughter has her monthly box that still comes. There's yeah, and as I said,
Yeah.
I think last week I was talking about furniture was delivered. So yeah,
Yep.
it's still happening. And that's the hard part for small business owners. Sometimes we get so bowed down into what's happening that we think we can't move, and we have to start thinking. That's why I usually like to address my small business owners as, how is your company doing? I want you to start looking at your business as your company, because when you see it as a company, you think so differently. When you see it as a business and you're the owner, it's kind of a different mindset versus when you are a company. When you're a company, you understand that at some point you can have employees, at some point you can have contractors, subcontractors with you.
hmm
So you're thinking the bigger picture, and you understand how to position you so you can position them, so that you can, you're gonna have to be responsible for payroll and that sort of things. Your mind start thinking differently when you think about a company versus it's my own business, or I'm the CEO. Sometimes CEOs just, you use the name, but you don't understand the responsibility of the CEO. Also, when
hmm
you start a company, you're not a CEO, you're the sales and marketing rep. That's it. You work on commission. That's it. You're nothing else but that. I don't care if you own it. That's what you are. And then you need to be the chief financial officer so you can understand the numbers, the cash flow. And then when all that stuff is in you, you can try to be the CEO. Okay. Yeah, that's my piece. I know you like the name, but lots of people are not there yet. Mm-mm-mm-mm.
hmm
We'll find that out. All right. So number 3 is who to listen to. Who to listen to. If you're a beginner in business, you want to listen to people who understand business and have the foundation to help instill in you what to get done. Not the shiny thing. Social media is great and we need it, but you need to understand the foundational stuff. You need to understand why you're posting on Facebook. And that really leads you into, what is my vision for my business? What's my mission for my business? When you know those two things, everything you do would surround and lead up to why you do them. People might be liking and talking to you, but they don't understand the whole thing. Your job is to allow them to understand that and what you're leading them to. So everything you do would be on your mission and your vision. What those are, sit yourself down and write them out. That's a big part. I mean, that's part when you write a business plan. But even if you don't have a business plan, and I kind of pause and we'll say, do it. And it's never this big long stuff. Just for you, your business plan, a 1 to 3 page business plan is all you need. And that's talking about your vision, your mission, your money. You need to speak on your finances. Even if you're not borrowing any money, you need to know how much money you're going to loan this business of yours. you know, because your business need money to start, and you're loaning it to your business, whether it's because you're taking out money for a coach, or for software, hardware, whatever those things are. You put them together. I call it a business budget, and you know what's going to take for this business to take off and to do well. And so you want to cover all those things. So you need somebody, if you're not sure, to understand what's the foundational pieces you need.
Mm.
And you need to get somebody who understands foundational things, because lots of people is flying by their pants. So whatever they got and they scramble, that's what they have. And they might be making money. Trust me, I made money quick, quick, quick. But I had to backtrack myself, and really, when I was, and I mean, this is years ago, right? But I still had to backtrack and learn things about me to be able to make my business sustainable. That's the part.
Mm.
If you are not foundational,
Thank you.
if you're not have a foundation solid,
Mhm.
it's like a building a house, and you didn't do it
Mm.
well, it's gonna fall through the cracks. But it looks good, and I've had people who in certain places that own cleaning companies or own a craft business said, I've been doing this for 2 years, things were great, but all of a sudden I don't make any money. All of a sudden nobody's buying. No, there's no all of a sudden. There's some foundational things that you need to go check out and see. Did you do it? And if you did you do it right? And did you change as the time changed? And did you grow with how it is? You have to grow. It's like a relationship, right? If one person is growing and the other is not growing, it's hard. It's difficult. So if the world is changing, but you still want to do it your way, people fall off. They're not buying anymore because you don't reach out to them. They don't see you.
Mm.
They don't know you exist. So you have to keep moving with it. When I started cleaning business, you drop off fly in an area and people call you. You put it on the yellow pages, people call you. I mean, the different newspapers, people call you. Then all of a sudden, those start falling off, and you have to put it
Mhm.
online. And you still talk to people, but people will sign up first and book an appointment. So all these, you have to change with it. But you get to change because A, you build your foundation, and C, you understand that you have to go into your foundation and tweak it. When you build a house, it is great. After a couple of years, a big set of years, yes, it's a house. There's foundational problems. You have to check it. They come in and see if it's sliding, what it's doing. Even new homes, after 2 years, within 2 years, you bought your home, and the builders will give you this paper saying you can, for 2 years, this is what can happen to your house. Call us. This is what's going on. Call us. Don't build a basement. Don't, at least in Canada, you can't build out your basement within 2 years, because if you do and something happen, your warranty is void, right? So
Mhm.
all these things are in place because they know, and that's big. That's foundational. So imagine your business in 2 years. You should be checking and see what's going on, and also see if this is a business you still want to do. There's no shame in changing what you want to do. Let me tell you, I've
Mhm.
had a business for a day. I've had a business for a week. I've even had businesses for like 3 months, and I'm like, even a year, and I'm like, I don't like coming into this. Bye. I'm my own boss. I don't have to report to anybody. I don't like it anymore. This is not what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I move it out. It's not working because I am at this different level, so I don't want to do it, and I don't do it. I don't do what I was want to do. No, I'm not a scatterbrain. I actually analyze and recognize that that's not what I want to do anymore. So I want to listen. I want to listen to what I'm supposed to do. I want to listen
Mm.
and remember and understand what I was supposed to do. I thought it was a story about when I had my catering company, and I didn't realize those are my younger days. I wasn't even 18 yet, but those days I didn't understand certain things about myself, right? And so I make the money, I spend the money, I party, I had a good time.
Mhm.
And then I decided by the time I was about 21, I wanted to start traveling. And now my train of thought become different, and I needed to see how much I'm making a week. And I understood, I got there, but I started seeking out the people who would help me. There's a guy who had a business for over 25 years that we were good friends. He was a good person to talk to. He had a business. He sustained the business throughout a lot
Mhm.
of different difficulties. There's another guy who had a business for about 40 something years. Those are the people I was sitting down and having conversation with, because those people were the people who, yeah, they didn't went to school for business, but do they have actually experience like you can get in the schoolroom. You just can't get in a class. This is real life, and those guys, I mean, just educate me like nobody's business. Because I came to Canada and I went to school for business. And yes, it was good, but that compare with that, hands-on and the schooling, those together, those that sandwich together, and it was good because when I was in the classroom, it was bringing together what the guys talked about. It's bringing together what they lived through. It was
Mm-hmm.
not only theory; it was something that actually got done. So, if you're gonna build a business, you really need to get it and understand that it has to have a good foundation.
Mm-hmm. Um, oh, I'm sorry. I was listening. Jerry, good morning.
Good morning, Jerry.
And then this is what I got from what you just said. Listen to what you're supposed to do. Uh, be guided by your intuition, if you will,
Mhm.
or
Yep,
whatever that gut feeling is.
yes.
And if you get tired of something, don't be afraid to do something different.
Yep, to change it. You are not locked in. Nobody's holding you in a cage. I mean, usually people stay in things because they're embarrassed, because they fool a lot of people, and people have a way of putting pressure on others because we first have put it on ourselves. Now, if
Hmm.
we didn't do what we say we're going to do, then it looks like we don't know what we're doing. But we could have been testing it out. And it's okay to go back. Here's the thing though, you need to go back to the people. If you are those people who feel guilty, I don't. But if you are those people who feel guilty, you go back to them and say, listen, that business didn't work for me. So I'm doing something new. Don't go into no big explanation either. Don't. No, 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 no. They don't need to know. This is not what I'm doing anymore. Here's my new venture. And remember,
Hmm.
you're only going to them if they're going to be supportive, if they're going to buy from you, or they're going to cheer you on. If none of that is happening with those people, do not tell them. They're not important in this part of your life. There's some people who are important in your life, but they're not important in certain sections in your life. And if
Hmm.
they're not important in that section, do not be knocking your head against the wall trying to explain it to them. They're not important in this specific section in your life. They're okay to you. They're good for a good laugh. Maybe you party with them. Maybe you cheer them up, but they're not good
Hmm.
for you in your business section. They're just not good for you there. And so if they make you feel bad because you of yourself started feeling bad, because that's where bad feelings come from. Well, over here they don't call it bad feeling, but they call it, you know, overwhelming, all kind of different names. So if
Hmm.
that is happening to you, you, not them, you were feeling that way. So the conversation leads into and expand on how you're feeling.
Hmm.
Every single time you want to say, and I know I have to correct myself at times, you make me feel, if I say to somebody, you make me feel, no, I was feeling, and with your
Hmm.
verbiage, it expand my feeling. And now it feels like I am blaming you for feeling how I am feeling. That's what's happening. When people say somebody make my business, they don't know. I was not sure my product was good. I was not sure people can buy it. So now when I get this negative feedback, it expands and I believe what I just heard because I
Hmm.
first had believed it myself.
Wow.
All of that, just mind work. Just your mind going, around and around.
Yep, doing the head work.
Yes.
Oh.
So today, let me give a recap of what we cover, right? Today we talk about
Hmm.
is listening and do it. And I cover how to listen, what to listen for, and who to listen to. And the first person you have to listen to is you.
I
You
love that.
really have to listen to you.
Because in a lot of cases, we don't trust ourselves.
Yes.
But so basically, you're saying trust yourself.
Yes.
When you hear yourself speaking to yourself,
Mhm,
listen and pay attention.
mhm.
Mm, mm-hmm.
Pay attention. You know, I watched this movie, Feeling Pretty or something. I can't remember her name.
Hey, Brenna.
It's a silly movie, but it really was explaining. People thought it was silly movie, but what it was really explaining is if you feel pretty, if you feel good about yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
can take on the world. But when you're feeling crappy about yourself, you think you can't do anything. So in the movie, she played where she thought she felt pretty and she felt slim and she can do the whatever. The minute she realized somehow that she was not, everything crashed and burned. That's how she
Mm,
felt before. She didn't feel pretty. She didn't feel slim. She didn't feel like whatever. And then she fell and hit her head. She forgot all about that and she started feeling pretty and looking slim
this
in the
is in the
mirror.
movie.
This is in the movie.
Okay.
Okay? And she started seeing those things about herself and she was on fire. She dated a good looking guy with all the muscles because she keeps saying how great she was. When she went
Mm-hmm.
back into the old scenario, she can't believe the guy would even date her. She can't believe she could even do these things.
So this is really about confidence, having confidence in your intuition.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Confidence and
Mm-hmm.
it's built a little bit at a time. Each and every
Mm-hmm.
is beautiful in our own way, but we have to own it. Just like we have to own the possibilities, just like we got to listen, but we got to do. A pretty face can't just sit down and holler, I'm pretty. You got to do something, okay? You got to get up on the stage and sing. You got to go dance. You got to go cook, clean, go do things that boost you. The reason why coaches give the people we coach a lot of simple things to do is because we want you to build up your confidence so that when you start
Mm,
other big things, there's things you can go back to. There's scenarios we can talk to you about that you have accomplished. So you can see that this is possible. This could be done. It's always
mm.
possible. There's always so much possibilities in the impossible.
I love it. Okay. And then okay, we did how, what, and who.
Yes.
And that's what we were talking about
That's
today.
what we're talking about.
So Coach Brenna says good morning.
Hey, brother.
Um,
Good morning, darling.
and we will make sure Jerry and everybody in here knows that we want to give them a shout out. Terrell, thank you for being in here. Al, thank you for stopping by. Um, who else do we got here? Oh, Lakeisha. Lakeisha. Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning and spending time with us. We know you could have been anywhere, but you chose to spend it here with Coach Caren. And so, the Biz Chicks. And we appreciate you.
We do.
Um, yeah, people were asking about, yeah. And Brenda says, yes, confidence. Let's see if I can show that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
oh, good. Listen, I was going to say something about you, Lakeisha. I'm glad you're still here. I was just going to say that there are things that we need to give ourselves in order to keep our confidence up. Because when you look better, you feel better. Hey,
Mhm.
Janice Jordan's in the house.
Hi,
Hi,
Caren.
Janice. Um,
Yes.
when you and so that is all a part of this confidence game, right, Brenna?
Mhm. Yes.
I thank you, Lakeisha, for helping me maintain my confidence through Beauty by LA. Because she was saying, look, she says up here, she is doing home delivery.
Mm.
What she say that? Let's see. She said, I got to breathe, digest before you respond. Yes. She's talking about listening. But she did say earlier that she was doing home delivery. So, guys, if you need something, we did practice social distancing. You know, she left it in my garage, and I left it out there 24 hours because it was in plastic. Um, and so you can still get your stuff, people. It's just going to come a different way.
Yep,
Um,
because people are still doing Uber Eats, DoorDash is still around, so
yeah, it's okay. It's going to be
yeah.
okay.
Business owners, if you're online and you're trying to figure out if this is a time where you create, but create in with the mindset of knowing that you're going to sell it and don't sit on it too long. Get moving, get showing, advertise like every single day, whether I get a client or not. I advertise myself.
Mhm.
I let people know they can book a 30-minute session with me every single day. Yes.
Exactly. Well, I want you to know if you need a mask, you can get one every single day.
Carolina's cover up. All right.
Yes, just inbox me. So with that, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Coach, I really, really do appreciate you.
Thank
Um, because when you come, you always have something doable, something understandable, because a lot of times you can get expertise and people are so technical that we really don't understand. Well, oh, that was good, but we don't know what the heck they said or how to implement it in our businesses. So I am so grateful that you for your faithfulness. She shows up every Wednesday with some nuggets for you guys. You really ought to follow Coach Caren online at Profits in every day. Is
you.
that
Profit
right?
in daily.
And daily. That's it.
Profit
Daily. And
in daily.
so I'm going to spell it because it profits. Is that with an S?
Yes, with an S.
Mm-hmm.
In daily.
AIL.
Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter.
And so it looks like that, right? It's about separated, correct?
It's
Profits
profit
in
in
daily.
daily. Yeah.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
we need that money to come in every day, guys.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right. Okay. If nothing else, Coach, you
No,
good?
we're good.
Okay.
We're good. We're
We're
good. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. Just as Terry says, I'm here to serve and I'm here to earn. Have yourself a blessed day.
all right. With that, we want to remind you guys, don't forget
To
to
go
go
to
to the front of your own mind. What a great time to practice that, huh?
yes.
Go to the front of your own mind. All right. We love you. And we'll see you here tomorrow with happy, healthy habits with Robin Shamizu and friends.
Yes.
Same time, same station. You know, she always has great guests. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.